On November 6, 2007, Climax Studios and Konami released Silent Hill Origins on the PlayStation Portable. This was a really big deal back then, as it marked the very first time a Silent Hill game had been created from the ground up for a portable system. The first time a game in the series wasn't numbered, and the first time a Silent Hill game was developed outside Japan. After 2004's Silent Hill 4 The Room, the series lay dormant for the next 3 years, and fans of the series, myself included, were quite pleased to see Origins was a return to form in terms of gameplay. A PlayStation 2 port of Origins would eventually be released in 2008, however today we're going to take a look at the original PSP version, as that's the platform this game was intended to be played on. When Origins was first released, the media disliked how true to its roots it stayed. In other words, it sacrificed new gameplay ideas for the tried and true psychological scares people had come to know and love. It's funny how time changes people's perspectives, as today I play this and I really enjoyed it for what it didn't change. The game begins with players taking on the role of Travis Grady, a truck driver who just so happens to be driving alone at night during a downpour. Suddenly, a young girl pops out on the road. He swerves to miss her and then gets out of his truck and tries to find her because she sort of vanishes. Eventually, he stumbles onto the town of Silent Hill and sees a burning house. He hears a scream from inside the house, so he races in, only to find a girl that's badly burnt all over her body. When he gets outside, he passes out, and when he comes to, he's now inside the familiar foggy town looking to find out what happened to this mysterious girl. As you progress through the game, Origins does a great job of filling in the blanks left off by the other installments in the series. If you didn't already know, Origins takes place before the events of Silent Hill, as in the original Silent Hill on the PlayStation 1. While Travis may not openly have a reason for visiting Silent Hill at the onset of the game, everything eventually becomes clear the closer you get to finishing the game. The biggest new gameplay addition to Origins is the inclusion of Teleportation Mirrors. These mirrors allow Travis to move between the normal world and the other world. You know, the one that scares the living crap out of you while you're there. Floors are made of metal, there's blood everywhere, and moans and groans from unknown people occur when you least expect it. I'll never forget the first time I experienced the other world in the original Silent Hill, as it was so genuinely creepy. Here it's not quite as scary, as this marks the 5th time I had experienced this. That being said, the difference with Origins is that it's played on a portable system, so your face is so close to the action. Whenever a nurse pops out to attack you, I almost drop my PSP because it was so unexpected. The same is true for the creepy factor, as I was so immersed in the game thanks to wearing a headset while playing that all of my senses were focused entirely on the PlayStation Portable. The rest of the gameplay is how you remember it from the rest of the series. You have countless puzzles to figure out. Some are actually extremely interesting now that you can switch back and forth between the two different worlds. But the combat system is mostly unchanged, meaning it's slow and kind of mundane. Now, that's not to say it's bad, it's just not overly exciting. The classic radio is back, so you'll always know when an enemy is in the same area as you. You can now make use of a wide assortment of new melee weapons, some that will only last one hit, others a couple before breaking. Naturally, there are long-term weapons as well. This helps spice up the combat a little bit, but honestly the focus of the series was never on combat, it was more on freaking you out, and this game certainly accomplishes that. The audio-visual presentation is absolutely top-notch for a PlayStation Portable game. Akira Yamaoka returns to compose the music for the game, and it sounds fantastic. All of the creepy sound effects are also back and really help to bring the game to life. The visuals may not be quite as fluid as they are on the PlayStation 2, however they do a very good job overall. In particular, the environments look very nice and detailed. The animations for Travis and all the enemies aren't as smooth as I would have liked, however the big boss creatures look great. Playing through this game for this review, I was reminded of one thing. I really enjoy this series. It's a shame Silent Hills was cancelled, as it likely would have been something truly special. As it is now, we have Resident Evil 7 on the horizon, and coupled with a PlayStation VR, that game is likely going to have some extremely creepy moments in it. For now, Silent Hill Origins acts as a great prologue if you play this with headphones on and glue yourself to the screen with all the lights off in the room you're playing. And I assure you, you're going to be afraid. It's the perfect game to play around Halloween, and one I can easily recommend for fans of the genre. The UMD goes for around $15 these days, whereas if you purchase it from the PlayStation Store, it's $10. Go out and pick it up.
You